I'm Bill Bailey, and this is Extraordinary Portraits. As an artist, I love telling stories, whether it's through comedy, or drawing wildlife, or making music. It's a great way to connect with people and make sense of the world.
You don't see many people with Down syndrome on campus.
No. How long have you been spending with this? You're obsessed.
We meet some incredible, inspiring people.
The cancer had spread to my lungs and my liver.
I received an MBE for stopping 29 people from ending their lives.
How far did you actually walk?
19,000 miles.
And match them with some of the most talented artists in the UK today.
Come and see my studio. A bit chaotic.
I feel incredibly fortunate when people want to sit for me.
I'm always on the lookout for little visual clues.
So I'm excited to introduce our extraordinary sitters to the artists I've chosen.
Can we do the other shoulder and then face the sun a little bit?
I can feel the heat from here.
I want you to be as close together as possible.
To create a unique series of portraits that celebrate modern Britain in all its glory.
I'm actually getting really nervous.
My heart is going at a million miles per hour.
Oh my God!
Wow.
I'm blown away.
It's stunning.
You just want to burst into tears.
It's amazing.
You capture everything. It looks so beautiful to me.
This is who I am, and I love who I am.
The extraordinary members of our armed services are the unsung heroes of our society. But all too often, they find adapting to civilian life incredibly difficult. One such veteran was ex-paratrooper Christian Lewis. 7 years ago, Christian decided to take his recovery into his own hands by embarking on an epic adventure.
When Christian left the army, he struggled to find work or happiness. His decision to walk the coastline and live in the outdoors became a 6-year journey. It caught the imagination of thousands of people on social media and raised over £500,000 for the veterans charity that helped him at his lowest.
Hey, Bill.
Hello.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Good to meet you, Christian. How are you?
Very well, thank you, very
Yeah.
well.
Now, have you walked here?
No, not today.
Oh,
I've
good.
taken a break from that one.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it. Before we start, I can't help noticing the kilt. But this is traditionally a Scottish thing, though. But
No,
you've got
no.
Welsh roots, sir.
Yeah, so it's a Gaelic thing. But when I was walking the Outer Hebrides and I was on the Isle of Lewis, the Scottish tradition is to wear them without anything underneath. But the reality is you've got a lot of ticks and midges and all sorts of insects up there, and it's awkward.
It is awkward.
It's the long johns it is.
That's right. So we're getting ahead of ourselves here a little bit. Let's go right back. You're a paratrooper.
Yes.
For how long? About
8 years.
Right.
And I loved it. You know, I had a great time in the forces. I had great friends. But I noticed a few years into leaving, something wasn't quite right. I couldn't seem to make myself happy.
A lot of veterans, ex-service people like yourself, do struggle in civilian life.
It's a weird transition. It gives you a real sense of pride. And you think when you leave that you could walk into anywhere and they're just going to say to you, right, mate, yeah, you're the man for the job. So I soon realised that that's not the case, and it was a bit of a reality check.
Yeah.
I knew that I had to make a change in me, and I left a couple of days later. And I literally left with £10, 2 days' worth of rations, absolutely zero plan whatsoever.
I imagine it was pretty tough, though, because, you know, you'd run out of money, run out of food.
Yeah.
What were those days like?
I'd kind of hit rock bottom. I was foraging out of bins, you know, sitting outside McDonald's, you know, waiting for people to throw their food away.
How far did you actually walk?
So in total, the UK coastline, including all of the islands, is around 19,000 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big, people don't realise.
That's a huge number. It carried on around the whole coastline. When was your involvement with the Veterans Charity? How did that come about?
Because SAFA had stepped in to try and help me when I really, really needed it. They made an effort to come to my door, even when I didn't want them there. It was just knowing that somebody was there for you. And they did it in a good way.
Yeah.
My original target was £100,000. And I thought, just, you know what, go big or go home.
Keep going.
Let's go for £500,000. And we ended up with £500,000.
That is an amazing achievement. Well done. You met someone on the walk. How did that come about?
I just met my soulmate, my partner in crime, and a year into the journey, we found out that Kate was pregnant, and then Magnus was born on the south coast of England. So We never stopped there. He kept going, even when we had madness. To think that I started this journey depressed, anxious, clueless as to what I was going to do with my life, and to finish it not only happy, but with a family and...
Yeah. How do you feel about sitting for a portrait?
Excited, genuinely intrigued.
Great.
Yeah.
That's what we like. I'll be back in a minute.
Sure.
To capture Christian and his incredible story, I've chosen Hywel Pratley, an acclaimed sculptor. He works with clay and bronze and has studios in both London and Florence.
Hywel, lovely to meet you.
Good morning, Bill. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Join you. No, thank you. What a great honour to have someone of your stature.
My goodness.
Your eminence. I cannot fail to mention this extraordinary sculpture of Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth, which was revealed quite recently.
And as you may have noticed, I put some corgis around the plinth.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
How did you get them to stay so still?
Treats. Lots of treats, yeah.
What are the features, what are the aspects of sitters that you're really drawn to?
I can't help being inspired by interesting shapes. It could be a big nose, it could be an incredibly long beard.
Yeah.
I don't know until I see somebody what it is I want to sculpt, but
Right.
I can't wait to get going, really.
Great. OK, let's do it. I'll just introduce you to your sitter.
Hello.
Chris.
Hello.
This is Hywel.
Nice to meet you.
Chris, nice to meet
really
you.
nice to meet you.
Take a pew there. Chris has been on an amazing 19,000-mile walk around Britain.
I'm a bit of a wimp with wet weather. What was that like?
It was awful, you know. It was.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. There's nothing worse than being cold and wet.
I just want to let you know that, Chris, Hywel is a sculptor.
Oh, wow.
I'm very pleased every time you turn to Bill. I'm checking out the profile of your nose and the shape of the beard.
Okay.
There's a lot of very, very interesting sculptural
There
shapes
you go,
already.
you see.
If anyone could have asked what it was that I wanted, it would have been a sculpture.
Well, there we are.
Yeah, I'm really chuffed.
Oh,
Really.
good.
Hywel has got his work cut out. So, off you go, and good luck.
Okay,
Thank you, Bill.
let's do this.
Cheers.
Come on.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
What an amazing story that is. And he's such a lovely guy, Chris. For someone who's been through all that he's been through, to come out of it with this great sort of positive demeanour is kind of miraculous in a way. And he'll make a fantastic subject for Hywel's brilliant sculpture. It'll be interesting to know how he's represented, though, because really his story is one of hope, and that might be the lasting legacy that this sculpture represents.
I came to sculpting really quite late, I think. I was a teacher in my 20s. I remember I was doing an evening class in sculpture, and it was the highlight of my week. I loved it. So when I was 30, actually, I went off to the Florence Academy. I sort of haven't looked back. The opportunity to analyse the difference in human faces is something that I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of. I feel incredibly fortunate when people want to sit for me and give me and honour me by letting me analyse their cheekbone or their nose or their ears, you know. When something comes together into a very successful whole, it gives you a feeling of the spirit or the essence of the subject. It's elusive, but when it happens, you know it.
Hywel wants to capture Chris in the wild outdoors, and so he's packed his sculpting equipment and headed to Wales for a couple of days. He's going to attempt something he's never done before.
We're going to meet Chris and sculpt him in this windswept field. It's quite exciting. This is probably the most intrepid sculpting I will have ever done.
How are you, mate? All right?
I'm good, I'm good.
Nice to see you. And you too, mate, and you too.
Lovely
Nice to
place.
see you in my environment.
Yeah, that's a bag of clay. You can carry that for me.
God, blimey.
That would be very helpful.
Oh, wow, that's heavy.
I can just sort of try and make some clay look like your head. Just get themselves used to the shape of your nose, the shape of your cranium,
Okay.
shape of your jaw, you know.
This is a great opportunity for Hywel to spend some time with Christian and his family and to gain some understanding of what makes him tick.
When I was actually starting the walk, they had loads of challenges, but the biggest one was probably the food side of things. I mean, even just like here, you've got whelks, you've got limpets, and they're all edible. And I was walking past this every single day, but the one thing is I absolutely hate shellfish. But as a matter of necessity, mate, I had to eat it. Oh, check you out.
Survivor.
That particular adventure obviously can never happen again. I love all of that and I understand it all, but I think just for the first time in my life now, just content, mate, you know, just happy.
Obviously.
This is all I need as long as I've got my family with me.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Should we have a paddle?
Let's do it. Come on, let's do it.
Come on then.
There we go, boy.
That's lovely. How about that, Magnus?
Ready? Oh. There you go there. Oh.
The last 2 years of Christian's walk were spent with Kate by his side. So when she takes Hywel foraging, it's a perfect time to get a bit of insight into Chris's character.
Shall I have a go?
Yeah, go for it. So sort of pinch underneath the leaf. You come...
I'm just wondering how you imagine a portrait of Chris going.
It's interesting, 6 years sort of living in the wild.
Yeah.
He really struggles now indoors.
Yeah,
he finds it just suffocating, claustrophobic.
Yeah. Do you see a different man now than the man you did the walk with?
You know, since finishing the walk, it's certainly been a big transition.
Yeah.
One of the biggest changes in Chris's life has been the death of his beloved dog, who was by his side on the walk.
Losing Jet in this past year has been extremely difficult for him.
Yeah.
You know, I think human relationships, humans can fall out and argue, and there can be difficulties to overcome in relationships. But with a dog, there isn't that. It's just 100% love and loyalty.
Completely unconditional, yeah.
Completely unconditional. And I think Chris never really felt that before in his life.
Yeah, that's really powerful.
It's time for Hywel to make some clay notes, a sort of 3D sketch he can use to inform his final portrait.
Okay, here we are. So, this is basically your neck, and your head is going to be here. What I can expect from tonight is just a sketch.
If you do get stuck, then obviously Brad Pitt's got a lot of photos out there.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Of you?
Yeah. Of me. Quiet and silence is just lush though, isn't it?
Incredible. Where were some of your most memorable and favourite places?
Hildesay, it was just me, my dog and some sheep.
Wow.
It was just incredible.
This is your dog, Jet?
Yeah.
Tell me about Jet.
I knew just like the second that we met that, you know, we had something. She took all of the thoughts away from myself, and you know, I had her to focus on in that respect on the walk, and she was company all the way through.
You had somebody else to worry about, somebody else to think about.
Yeah, somebody else to think about.
Can we swap chairs? I kind of need to see your other profile. Now, this is really good fun because you have got a pretty cool nose.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
I always thought it was quite hanging and big and bent.
Yeah, but it's the bent I like.
Okay.
Sorry. The last couple of days have been amazing. To be sculpting in a field overlooking the sea, I'm asking myself why I don't do that more often. It may have changed my career in that way. I'll endeavour to get out of my dark studio more. I think it's been quite important to see Chris out in his natural habitat because I can see him relaxed and with the natural world reflected in his eyes. He's not going to feel the same in my studio. And now I'm back in the studio. I have my clay notes, but it's really hard to trust any of the notes when you're used to working from a model. Chris is not here, and I need him here. So I really need to understand the relationship of his brow bone to his cheekbone and his nostril to his top lip. And I'm, pushing clay around, trying to work out what this guy looks like. And it's not easy.
Hywel gets his wish as just a week later, Christian is in his studio in West London.
There's getting to know you, and then there's treating you as an object. And it's been interesting to look at the different textures that you present, because you always have your hat on. You've got skin, material, and beard, and always a sort of a chunky collar. So that's interesting, if I objectify you, but also really nice to have the conversations we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been nice to get to know you, bub.
How does it feel?
My bum hurts from sitting on a seat.
I've heard that before.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Someone's doing a sculpture of me. I'm certainly not the sort of person who would think that anything like this would be done of me.
I am most impressed that, my rudimentary barrier to make sure you don't see it has gone some way to helping this surprise.
I really, really can't wait to see it for what it is and what you've done. And actually, the more I sit here with this ridiculous white screen to the left of me, the more intrigued I am. So it's actually building up a sense of, I want to see it, I want to see it.
I'm here in West London, Hywel's studio, which is handily just around the corner from my house. I'm here to try and see how the process is getting on. I know that Chris is a little bit out of his comfort zone here because he loves the wilds, so city life is not entirely for him. But Hywel likes to work with the sitter present, so it'd be intriguing to see how they're getting on. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, Hywel?
Very good.
Chris, how are you going?
Hey, nice to see you.
Good to see you. So, how's it going?
It's going all right. I'm trying very hard not to let Chris see.
Tell me about the process, Hywel. I know that a lot of artists are quite happy to work from photographs, but you've got a different
I
sort
prefer
of
not
approach.
to. Yeah. I can talk to the person and see their shapes moving, so you get a sort of a average of the movement of their muscles and bones.
A photograph will only give you so much, won't it? You're estimating a little bit from a two-dimensional image, whereas if you can get around and look under and above, and you can sort of,
it's for me,
particularly for sculpture, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is quite a new experience for you, isn't it?
It's been surprisingly nice. I was dreading it coming down because sitting still for this long,
Yeah, you're not one to sit still, are you?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm not very good at being a model. I don't like to sit still.
The fact that you're calling me a model is hilarious.
After Hywel has made his sculpture in clay, he's going to cast it in bronze, which means he's really up against it.
It's crunch time because it's Friday and I need to finish a mould. I need to make a silicone rubber mould on this portrait by the end of this weekend. Because if there's any hope of me fitting into the timetable at the foundry, then I need to deliver a wax on Monday. And I'm still trying to work out some of the forms on this portrait of Chris. So it's very, very tight. I'm getting a bit nervous. It's the last hour, last few minutes really of the sculpt. I have to stop pushing clay around now and get some silicone on and hope that I've done him justice. It's out of my hands really.
I'm meeting Hywel at the foundry for the casting of the sculpture. The shell mould of Christian is in the sand and the bronze is almost ready to pour.
So what's happening now, Hywel?
So we've got the ceramic shells in the sand pit and they're secure in the sand pit for stability and also for heat retention.
Yes.
Because the molten metal, which is coming over now, which I'm going to retreat from a little bit because it's so hot, that's pouring in and needs to retain 1140 degrees.
Right, I see what you mean. So it has to flow.
Yes,
all the
it
way
has to
the...
flow right through.
I can feel the heat from here.
Yeah, very, very warm. So in a few minutes, we can take it out of the sandpit and smash the shell off.
Right.
So this is Chris now.
Right.
Coming out.
This is it.
This is the moment of truth. I mean, I can't see yet when I look at the shell whether it's poured successfully. In a matter of moments, we will know when we smash the shell off.
Right, okay.
So this is a very nerve-wracking moment for
I
me.
bet it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay, here we go. I'm slightly nervous here, Hywel. I don't want to damage it. Obviously,
No, I don't want you to either,
No.
but I think you'll be all right. I think
Okay.
it's resilient enough. So
All
let's
right,
see.
I'll give it a good few whacks.
Let's see, go for it.
All right, here we go.
That's it, go on, give it some.
Give it some, yeah. I've just bashed his nose.
Oh no, if it's bent, that's your fault, Bill. I just want it to go on the record that I sculpted a perfectly straight nose.
He won't thank me for that. Already, though, I can see features coming through.
You can see features coming through,
and
yeah.
it looks absolutely fantastic.
Well, if you like it in this stage, then
Yeah.
hopefully you'll like it more in the finished state.
I think Chris would like it in this stage.
It's the big day. 12 weeks after first meeting Christian, and Hywel's sculpture is ready to show.
Hey, how are you doing? All right?
How's that, all right?
How are you, anyway?
All right,
Good
how
to
are
see
you?
you.
Okay, so it's the bronzes on this plinth here, connected to the plinth.
Right.
Both are quite heavy, actually.
Okay, we might need a bit of help with this.
We might. It might be
I have
quite
actually got a couple of helpers. Because I would help, Hywel, obviously, but my back.
Oh, no?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I know.
What's happened to it?
Nothing.
Nothing?
It's
You
fine.
don't want anything to happen?
I don't really want anything to happen to it, no. See, a couple of young, strapping lads, they can sort this out.
Yeah, let's go slowly, 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 slowly. Okay.
There you go, you got it?
Great.
Okay, well done. Yeah, just straight through there. That's great. It does look like a body, I've got to say. Okay. That's it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, well done. Thanks a
Well
lot.
done, chaps. Wow. It has the air of a sort of religious figure at the moment, Hal.
At the moment, possibly, yeah.
A shrouded figure of mystery.
There are a couple of things here which I didn't actually know I was going to include until the end.
Get it all ready and set up.
Okay.
And I'm going to meet Christian and the family.
Perfect, perfect.
So, I'll see you in a bit.
I can't wait.
All right.
Thanks, Bill.
Christian is with his partner Kate, son Magnus, Kate's mum, some close friends, and Lee and Lawrence from the Veterans Charity.
Lush. Yeah, my darling.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers, man. Because I've got to, spend some time with Hywel and to be with him, form a bit of a bond, if you like. We'll be friends after this.
There's so many people that you've helped, and you actually have no idea just how far-reaching the help that you've given has been.
Welcome, everybody. Hello.
Hey, Bill.
Hello.
Step this way to view a sculpture.
Let's do this.
Lovely to see you again.
see you.
Hey, come in, guys.
Hi,
Come in,
Bill.
come in. Hello.
Nice to meet
Lovely
you.
to meet
Hiya.
you. Come in. Hello.
Hello, Magnus.
Lovely to meet you. Hi. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Hey, welcome. Welcome, everyone, to the big day, the big reveal. Don't know about you, Christian. How are you feeling about all this?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm completely clueless and at the same time really excited to see what he's done.
What about you, Kate?
When I last met Hywel, he just had a blob of clay on a stick that he was starting to sculpt in a campsite in Wales, so I'm just super excited.
It's a big moment. I just want to ask you, how you're feeling at the moment.
It's such an honour for me to have the people you love around you as well. That's lovely for me. So I'm really looking forward to giving you the chance to see it.
Okay, you ready? Hal?
Ready, Bill?
Shall we do the honours?
Okay.
On 3? 1, 2,
3.
Oh, wow. Goodness. We even got Chet in there.
Oh.
Like, you've done us so proud. That is awesome.
Powerful, isn't it?
It's amazing.
We lost Jet recently, so that makes it even more poignant. What I really particularly like about it is When I was doing the walk, and 90% of the time, you know, it was face down, get on with it, pure hard work. And always with Jet by my side. And I think you've got that amazingly. Although it's two, in my face and hers, we were one, and that is exactly how it felt. You really, really have nailed it.
I had no idea what to expect, but I certainly didn't think I would get that overwhelmed by emotion and that I would cry.
I'm not the kind of person that will sit here and, you know, shed a tear now, but I know I will later. Thank you, Hal.
I think it makes me feel pride that what he has achieved.
Today for me has been about meeting these stories, and I've understood so much more how important this sculpture is, but how important portraiture is. If I'm playing a part in accentuating or harnessing the incredible work you did already, then that's unbelievable for me. So, what an honour. Really, what an honour.
Done us proud, mate.
Thank you.
The one thing that sculpture conveys, I feel, is that there is hope and there's always light. And when you are in those darker places or those struggles or that transition from civilian life, there are people that will help you.
The money that you raised for the charity that helps people like myself makes someone's life a little bit better.
When I first left for the walk, I felt embarrassed of my situation. I finished the walk completely proud of my situation.
It was your decision, and I've got to say, a huge amount of courage to set forward on this extraordinary trek. But doesn't it show that you do something like that, you know, created something bigger than yourself even?
Absolutely, yeah. What started with one person ended up crossing the line with a little family and my beautiful Jet, and hundreds of thousands of people wishing us well, and I never expected any of that. So small steps can make big changes.
So what we're going to do now is Hywel and I are just going to step out, and we invite you all to approach and take a closer look. That was a reminder, really, of the impact of Christian's journey, his extraordinary epic trek around Britain, and the positive effect it had on so many veterans' lives. I thought that was quite moving, actually. It's an amazing story, and it required something quite special to act as a kind of testament to that. And I think Hywel's pulled that off brilliantly.
If you want to get up close with the artworks you've seen, then you can. As part of Bradford 2025 UK City of Culture, all of the work created in this series will be displayed at a free Extraordinary Portraits exhibition in Bradford City Centre. For more details, go to bbc.co.uk/City of Culture.